On the 29th of January this year, the Delhi government's anti-corruption branch wrote to the Principal Secretary in the Department of Law and Justice and Legislative Affairs and sought permission to initiate an investigation against a special judge in the Rouse Avenue Court and the court's clerk. Why? Because they came across some details and they made an allegation that there was a demand that was made to take bribes for granting bail to accused. The request was then passed on to the Delhi High Court, which initially turned down this request for a probe on the 14th of February, saying that the ACB, which is the Anti-Corruption Bureau, does not have sufficient material on hand. Then on the 16th of May, the ACB registered an FIR against this court clerk. But on the 20th of May, a few days ago, the special judge was transferred from the Rouse Avenue Court to another court. Now, the BJP is reacting to the story and the development. BJP's Amit Malviya says, and I quote, Delhi's anti-corruption unit recommended the filing of an FIR against a special judge for demanding and accepting bribes in exchange for granting bail to accused individuals. And what was the outcome? The judge was simply transferred. Sounds familiar? Unquote. That was the question that is asked by BJP's Amit Malviya. My colleagues Bhavtosh and Dipankar are with us. Bhavtosh, we are drawing a timeline of sorts for this case, in which it was said that in January, the ACB sought permission to initiate a probe after it found some sort of evidence and made an allegation of bribe for bail. What happened after that? When did this order come to transfer the judge from the Rouse Avenue Court? Where is the judge currently? What more do we know with regards to this case?
Sagarika, briefly, there are two complainants in this case in the FIR that has been filed on 16th of May. One of them is an accused brother who is a lawyer. While he had leveled very serious charges in this case, he could not produce any evidence. He's the one who in fact wrote the letter to the Delhi High Court Chief Justice, but when ACB in fact asked him to produce evidence, he could not produce that evidence. Now, the other one is a complainant in this case who in fact had a audio recording in which he in fact said that there was in fact a transaction or there was demand for money. Now, both of them said that around 6 crore rupees was being demanded. Now, the FIR has been filed, and after the bail of the court almad or the record keeper was denied or rejected, the transfer has happened. The judge has been transferred from the Rouse Avenue Court, which is the court for CBI, ACB and Enforcement Directorate cases. He has been transferred to the Rohini court.
All right. My colleague Dipankar is also with us, and also Advocate Atul Jain is joining us. Before I come to you, Mr. Jain, let me get some details from our colleague Dipankar. Dipankar, Bhavtosh has broken down the timeline. He spoke about the two complainants in the case. Then comes the question of the transfer. Many are asking, has this pattern become very, very familiar and predictable? When there are charges as grave as that of bribe for bail, should this become the norm? Should transfer become the norm?
Well, yes, these questions were earlier also raised when, you remember, Justice Yashwant Verma controversy had happened where cash was found at his house and he was transferred to the Allahabad High Court, and a lot of hue and cry was made by the Bar Association of Allahabad High Court also. If you remember, they said that we are not trash bin and had opposed this kind of transfer. Over here in this matter, the judge has been transferred to Rohini court, which has been, according to the sources, it is being said that it is a routine transfer, quote unquote, and his transfer has taken in a routine procedure. So we will have to wait and watch as to what happens, because ACB had also approached the High Court seeking for sanctions to prosecute the judge as well. However, it was denied, and the High Court had said that ACB should continue the investigation while denying this matter. Remember, the court staff has also approached the Delhi High Court and has filed a petition seeking quashing of the entire FIR that has been made, and he has also prayed that this case should be transferred to the CBI for fair investigation that to be done in this matter. And the High Court has issued notice in this matter and has listed this matter further for 29th of May.
Right.
Further hearing will take place in this matter, and we'll have to wait and watch as to what is the turn of the High Court, how the High Court views the entire matter, and how what kind of relief, whether if any, is given to the almad or not. However, the almad has also approached the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court, where his anticipatory bail was dismissed, and the trial court judge had also said noted that there are serious allegations that have been leveled against the
Right.
Almat, and he has also noted that custodial interrogation is required
All
by
right.
the ACB for further investigation to be done and to unearth the entire conspiracy
Okay.
that is behind this entire
So the question, and now as you get us more details, the question of accountability is being asked once again. Advocate Atul Jain, High Court lawyer joining us. Advocate Jain, over the last few days, the entire legal fraternity has been shocked and has also raised its voice after the revelations in the Judge Verma case. That scandal is not even over. More details are tumbling out every day, and now comes another case where the question of accountability has been put to the fore. How is it that when such serious charges come to the fore, why is it that transfer has become a predictable path of sorts?
See, first of all, I do not believe that this transfer is by way of any punishment. 20th May, as far as I remember, there were several transfers, and this particular judge was also transferred. So maybe it was a routine transfer. Coming on to the issue that, yes, there have been 2-3 instances in the last 6 months, which have probably brought down some, cloud over the judicial system. But then let me just say this, that if a person is a judge, when on one hand he does not have any immunity from law, he's susceptible and accountable to the laws as is every normal citizen. But at the same time, just because he's a judge, he should not be made over susceptible to laws, or punishment should not be inflicted just because he's a judge. Sometimes it does happen. I mean, I'm not in this case maybe, that disgruntled litigants, they go all guns blazing against the judges concerned. So maybe this is one of those cases, or probably since now the FIR has been registered against the court clerk, we shall have to wait as if only the court clerk was involved, or whether he was also not involved, or whether the court clerk used to have that modus operandi where he would take money on behalf of judge and the judge was totally unaware. It could be one of the possibilities.
Right.
Or it could be just also that even the clerk was not also involved.
Yes.
So FIR has been lodged. Let us not jump the gun. The investigation is underway. Justice Amit Sharma has issued notice. 29th May the ACP report is to come. Let us not just indict somebody because he's a judge.
No.
And at the same time, let us not
yes,
also...
Advocate Jain, what you're saying, all the points that you're making are absolutely rational. But the larger question, especially in the back of what happened in Judge Yashwant Verma case, the question that many would ask is, when it comes to accountability, when it comes to transparency, especially on issues of corruption, should transfer become a norm? What should be the way forward? Bhavtosh, you heard what Advocate Atul Jain said. Yes, while we concur with all the points that the advocate has made, with regards to this particular case, what are the new facts that have come to light?
Well, two new facts that had come in as far as this case is concerned. One, that the bail of Almat has been rejected, or the court record keeper has been rejected. He's still absconding, and ACB had said that they had issued summons to him to join the investigation. Second is the first complainant who had said that that when he had in fact approached the various authorities, and when he had in fact approached authorities, they in fact said that the judge in fact had in a way told him or threatened him that the case will be heard by the same court, and that he should not approach the High Court. Now, these are very serious charges he leveled, but at the same time, if we go by the body of the FIR, he could not produce many evidence. It's the second complainant as far as this case is concerned who purportedly has a recording. This recording will be later sent to the forensic examination. So the investigation is in this case is still a very nascent stage. Now, the FIR has been filed.
Right.
And the FIR has been filed under sections of Prevention of Corruption Act.
Okay, so Bhavtosh, a quick recap for our viewers who are just joining us on this broadcast. In this very case, new facts and more startling ones are coming to the fore. Point number one, 2 complaints have been made in this very case. Point number 2, the fact that the court official in question here, the court clerk, like one would say, his bail has been rejected, and so far details are suggesting that he is absconding. Number 3, there are also some concerns being raised over some kind of threats that were also issued. And point number 4, the investigation has also reached the forensics. The complainant in this case has handed over some recording to prove his allegations of bribery. Very serious charges coming in. With regards to this case, the legal fraternity is also reacting. We have a fresh reaction coming in from senior lawyer Vikas Pawar. Let's listen in.
How do you look at this particular case when it comes to this matter that has come forward, and also the fact that Justice Yashpal Verma's case was also a very recent case where a large sum of money was also found?
I think it has come, it's a bit shocking for us to see that Anti-Corruption Bureau has registered the FIR against the staff of the judge at the moment, and they have some material against the staff which is demanding the money for getting a favorable order in favor of a party. So it's a very serious matter. That is why before the registration of FIR, I think the ACB had approached the Honorable Chief Justice. The protocol demands that. So Honorable Chief Justice examined the matter and was of the view that as of now there is no sufficient allegation against the judge. But yes, there are allegations against the court staff, so therefore the FIR was registered and the investigation has started. But if any material is found by the ACB, then they can always approach the Chief Justice again for seeking permission to investigate against the judge who's involved in this case.
Do you think there will be serious implications moving forward?
Looks to be, because there is some digital evidence which has recorded the demand of money. So in case there is a demand of money, the offence under Prevention of Corruption Act is made out.
So the focus is on the digital evidence that is being investigated. We'll take you through more details of the story. For now, thanking our colleagues for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Jain, for joining us on the broadcast. Taking a short break, we'll be back with more news and updates.